Take your time, Torey. It's okay. It's cool.
That's right. You're only supposed to come on at 2:30.
We're here for you. It's all right, man. Take your time.
Hey, I had a way bigger name just sitting in my office for the past 15 minutes. So I love you guys, but I don't love you that much. If you win 15 games for us, I probably feel the same way about you guys.
Yeah, you see what happens? You take a team to the World Series, and then you're so big. You're like, you go
viral.
Not the little guy anymore.
I know. I'm indebted to you guys. I shouldn't have done that, but look, when the big lefty walks into your office, you got to give him your undivided attention. It was good to sit down with him, good to meet him, good to connect with him on that level.
What'd you say to him?
Yeah, I just told him, first of all, welcome to the Arizona Diamondbacks. We have a great culture, we have a great situation here, and he's going to fit right in. The front office brought in a great player, and everything was vetted. I felt the right way. I got a ton of text messages from people outside of our organization that know him that said that this is a special competitor. So grateful for Ken Kendrick and Derek for being as generous as they are to make this happen. But it's a special moment for us to be together today and welcome him into this family. Says
he's targeting April 19th for his first start with the Diamondbacks. Do you expect him to make a couple of starts in the minors before that?
Yeah, that's a little bit of the game plan. I went over that with him. He's got a few things that he needs to get done, right? He got up to, I know he said 75 pitches a couple times, 5 and 75, and then backed that down to 55 pitches the last time when he felt like the signing was imminent. But there are other things that he needs to work on, such as his pick moves. He needs to cover first base, standard PFPs, throwing balls to different bases, not just a home plate. So we feel really good about where he's at, but there's some things that we want to get him to do, and he's gonna make a couple starts in the minor leagues, and we're just gonna piece together each and every day as to where he's at, and hopefully he continues to progress and join us as soon as possible.
You expect that to be AAA?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen the entire schedule, but yeah, I think it's going to be in AAA.
Torey Lovullo, our guest here on the Burns Gambo show, and of course we love giving him grief, but we got nothing but love for Torey as he was meeting with Jordan Montgomery a moment ago. You've been in this game, around this game for a long time. Will there ever be a more memorable opening day for you than what happened last night with you guys?
Probably not. I don't think I've ever been a part of an inning like that, whether it be opening day, whether it be Pony League, high school, college. That was unbelievable. To have something like that happen the way it did against a quality pitcher and Kyle Freeland, it meant our guys were accepting of the challenge and were ready to go out and perform, and that's what thrills me the most. And it wasn't just banging the baseball around the ballpark. It was all the little things that we did outside of that. And, the normal fan will focus on the 14 runs and the big hits and the things that were happening in that inning. But we played a really good ball game. It was a very complete game from start to finish. We started with our starting pitching, went to our bullpen, and our defense played right behind that. So, no, I have never, ever seen anything like that. And I said it 4 or 5 times in the dugout. And everybody else was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is unbelievable. So I was so proud of our guys. They kept the throttle down, and they got after it.
You had said a couple of days ago that your guys were ready, really, really ready to start playing. Was last night a manifestation of that?
Yeah, I felt like we made a really, really good statement. And I told the guys yesterday, I said, the common thing is to walk out on a baseball field and just see what the game's going to present to you and just methodically work your way into it. The uncommon thing to do is to go out there with your guns blazing when you cross those white lines and say, I'm ready to perform and I'm ready to beat you. So I was really, really proud of our guys for being as ready as they were. It's an emotional day. It's opening day. I felt like there was going to be a natural letdown at some point because of that emotion dropping off. You can't maintain that for 3 hours. As high as we were and as much energy as we were feeling from the fans yesterday, I was a little concerned that there was going to be a little bit of a mid-game burnout. But our guys kept after it. So I felt like they were ready. I felt like they were very hungry. They still are hungry. And I thought about that several times as I was watching what was going on, kind of shaking my head in amazement, is this team wants to prove a lot. They want to go out there and play their finest game every single day, and they want to win as many baseball games as possible.
All right, so the biggest question I have for you, Blaze Alexander, during the spring training, hits a ball that he thinks is out of the ballpark. He ends up getting a triple out of it. He kind of does a bat flip, and when he gets to the dugout, he asks you, you ask him, is that the type of ball player you are? And,
right.
And he says no. So my question is, what would he be on this roster right now if he said, yes, that's the type of player I am?
Probably not. Probably not. So if he was unwilling to bend and improve to the standard that we uphold here every single day, then we definitely would have had some problems. So, those are quick interactions. I don't lose my cool. I do it as I were just talking to my buddy, my next door neighbor, in our driveway. I just asked him some very common questions, and he could tell by my tone that it was real serious, and it wasn't a time to laugh and smile. It was, hey, man, I am a little disappointed with what I saw, and I want to find out if that's who you are. If that's who you are and you're unwilling to improve, then we're going to have some problems. But if that's who you are, if that's not who you are, and you can show me the rest of the way that you play the type of baseball that I would expect us to play as Arizona Diamondbacks, then we're going to be just fine. And you can see he picked it up. There were other times he did other things every once in a while, and sure enough, I'd walk over to him and be like, hey, man, you're about 90% of the way there. So you're closer. He kept assuring me that he would get after it and he'd continue improving day by day.
Like a lot of people are questions about Blaze making the final roster. I mean, other than just, watching his happiness in that video that was sent out yesterday of you two in your office, which was really, really cool to watch, was one of at-bats and just making sure that he was going to get enough. Is he going to get enough so that he can continue his kind of evolution as a ball player to make sure he gets the work that he needs? Absolutely.
We wouldn't have a player here of his caliber with his ability to be an everyday player. That's the final resting place for him when you call him a big leaguer. Right? He's not a backup. So, when Mike and I were talking about it along with the rest of the front office, we were trying to figure out how many at-bats would he get and what would it look like inside of a week. He's going to get the majority of the left-handed at-bats against left-handed starters for right now. So I assured him that he wouldn't be sitting on the bench and playing once every 10 days. And when I knew Kyle Freeland was pitching, I needed to have a couple discussions inside of my office with a couple of other players. He was the guy. He was my target. He was the one that was going to come out and help us win a baseball game.
The way I was charting that game last night, because I asked you about it afterwards, but you get the great play by Suarez in the second on the line out. You get a great play by Walker in the third on a ground up by Blackmon. You get a great play by Perdomo on the force out with Jones in the third. Walker makes another great play later on, and then a great scoop in the seventh. Alec Thomas with the terrific play with that ball over his head. The defense was outstanding. But I do want to ask you about Suarez, because one thing I notice is, my God, he's got a cannon for an arm. The double play that he started, that throw was perfect. He had another ball that I don't think Walker moved his glove on a throw from third to first. Man, he's got a cannon.
Yeah, he's got a very accurate throwing arm, and for me to play on the left side of the diamond for the Arizona Diamondbacks, you got to have good feet, a good arm, and an accurate arm. So they all run together for me. When you got a good arm and you're an accurate thrower, it means your feet are moving and they're working really, really hard. So watch our infielders. Their feet are in the right place at the right time. They're setting themselves up, and it's the same exact motion. It's like a quarterback throwing a pass. Every once in a while, you got to improvise and throw a sidearm like Patrick Mahomes. But the majority of times, you're getting in that pocket and you're setting your feet up and you're driving throws across the field. That's what our infielders do, and they do it very, very well. Gino has a really strong arm. You don't get a chance to see it or pay attention to it unless he really stands on that back foot and lets it eat. And he did that a couple times yesterday. He's a great player and is a great defender.
Torey, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on the opening day win. Good luck tonight and the rest of this weekend against Colorado. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
All right, fellas. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Skip.
Torey Lovullo, our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show, our weekly visit here on Arizona Sports.
Thanks for watching Burns Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona Sports.